Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the video. My name is Bradley, also known as the Swim Coach. Today we're going to be looking at game week 35, the fixtures, and who we're going to look at, who's potential, not just for game week 35, but also potentially for game week 36. You can potentially use your fixtures wisely, shall we say. So, we're going to get straight into this beautiful video. And here are the fixtures, first of all. And we actually start Friday the 2nd, 8 o'clock. So that means it is a 6:30 deadline time. Okay, so please make sure that in a few hours, this video, okay, the deadline will be done. So be careful. Okay, so Saturday fixtures, we have a 12:30 kickoff between Aston Villa. Let's go. Man City Wolves on the Friday night, first of all, 8 o'clock. Then on the Saturday, Aston Villa Fulham is a 12 o'clock kickoff. Yeah, and you have two 3 o'clock kickoffs, which is Everton versus Ipswich, Leicester versus Southampton, Arsenal and Bournemouth is a 5:30 kickoff. Then we go on to our Sunday fixtures. We have our 2 o'clock fixtures. We have Brentford versus Manchester United, Brighton Newcastle, West Ham Spurs, Chelsea Liverpool at 4:30, and then we have a Monday night fixture, which is Crystal Palace Nottingham Forest. So that is your fixture list. So fixtures. Now, a lot of people are going to go with the Brentford and City formation. The reason why Brentford have got United this week, and then they've got Ipswich the following week, and that means Manchester United may rest players due to the Europa League match. So it is a home fixture for them. So that could be a bit of a bit there. They are 3-0 up in the Europa League fixture, so that's good for them. Then they've got Ipswich and Fulham to finish off with. Wolves. So Brentford players are up there, one of the ones you want to look at. City, okay, where we've got Wolves Friday night. You've got Southampton on next week. Bournemouth is the week after on a Tuesday. That's because of the FA Cup on the Saturday. So that fixture's been moved later on in the week. And they finish off with Fulham. So City players are up there to be used. So I think that's a good little look into. West Ham, well, they've got a bit of a tricky fixtures except for their last one. So, but again, Spurs may rest players for their fixture because of their Europa League fixture, and theirs is away at Bodo Glimt. So they may rest players. So you never know, actually. That could be a good little shout for West Ham players. Cunha, again, got City, but then he's got some reasonable fixtures coming up. He could be a bit of a shout, but the 7 million price tag could be an option. Rodgers, just some good fixtures coming up. So I think that could be an interesting one for me. So yeah. Arsenal, on the other hand, it's a bit of a tricky one. I think Arsenal may rest some of their players for their Wednesday night fixture against Paris Saint-Germain. Purely because of we're 1-0 down in that tie. They may rest them. The league, we can't fight for anything in the league. The only thing is places. So currently we are second, 5 points clear of Newcastle. So there's 12 points to get. We do have Newcastle, so I think we could draw the Newcastle game, and that could give us a sit-in that we could actually finish in second. So I think also being Southampton last game of the season could be an interesting one as well. So for me personally, I think they may rest players. So I wouldn't go guns blaze on the Arsenal front for me. Watkins is another good shout. Good little fixtures. Wood is up there. Well, got some lovely fixtures. The Palace one could be a hard one. The last one, it could be easy. But they did lose in their last game, which was a bit of a surprise. So they've got lots to play for. That last game of the season against Chelsea would be potentially that Champions League fight as well. Nate Norrie's up there, but probably not against City. That's the thing. But then again, we've got those other fixtures. Trippier is coming back in, so that's quite nice. He's getting his run going. That's nice. But again, got some tricky fixtures. Braithwaite, good option, cheap value. Got Ipswich, got Fulham, got Southampton coming up. So Newcastle last game of the season could be the tricky one, but I actually do like that run for Everton. So Braithwaite is a good option. Session again could be, but there's some tricky fixtures there. So, and also there's not many transfers left. People, you've got to look careful at what you do. As I said, Saka. Why would you want to have Saka? You can rest him. I'll probably rest Saka. Ready for that PSG game. Isak. Isak is another good option. But again, Newcastle do have some hard fixtures. Eze is a good option, but again, Palace do have some hard fixtures, including that FA Cup fixture as well on the 18th. No, 17th, on the 17th. So again, that could be... Would I go Saliba? Probably not. I'll probably go here. So I think teams you're looking at are probably the Man City players, Brentford, maybe even Everton. Who have Everton got? So Everton have got Ipswich and Fulham in the next two games. And then they've got Southampton. So again, they're players where you can probably look at potentially using. They've got some good fixtures. Some, I wouldn't say easy, but potential. Saka's up there on the players that are being transferred out. I think because people are going to think about him being rested. Palmer's up there, not doing really well. Rashford because he's injured and he can't play the last game of the season. So why would you want to have him for the next three and then not have him and then you got to transfer him out again? Robinson's up there again. I would probably say I would agree. And I'm also looking at getting rid of him myself. Pedro would have been lovely, but he's suspended, which is a nuisance. So he hasn't got much coming back in. Sar's another one, a bit surprising, but he's not been doing it in the last few weeks. So that's my disappointment there on Sarr. Bruno Fernandes, again, would they want to try and rest him a bit for it, or would they just want to fight to get high positioning? I don't know with United. Strand Larson, again, just due to the fixture problem. So, yeah, I think even so, people with Salah. Yeah, Chelsea and Arsenal, but Chelsea won't rest anyone. They've got, I think it's a 4-1 lead in their conference game. So they aren't going to rest anyone. And also, it's against Chelsea, and he tends to score against Chelsea. And then the 11th, Arsenal. I think he always likes to perform against Arsenal. So probably keep it up there. I know it's hard. He is number 1 ranked player, midfielder. So, and also number 1 point score. Tchaikovsky out injured, so bit of a nuisance. Gabriel out, hamstring, that half injury. Don't know when he's going to be. It does say back then, but that's the last game of the season. Would they want to do that? Maybe if they get into Europa League, but that'd be beforehand. So I don't think he'll be playing for the rest of the season. I think a lot of people got rid of Edison, but okay, he did get his red card, but the red card had been rescinded. So that was a bit of a nuisance, should we say? Yeah, he only got 2 points in the game. Got an assist, kept a clean sheet. Also conceded, but that red card was a bit of a pain, shall we say? So a lot of people probably got him out, but now he's back in. So some people waste their transfer there. Let's have a look at my league. I'm still in 12th. Got 81 points. Person who I was up against in the cup competition, I think, was Palmer Ranger. It does say 61 there, but that's wrong. Palmer Ranger, who was the number 1 ranked player in our league, got 91 points. So, bit of a disappointment there, but against a very, very good opponent. Both players, it says on the same number of points, but I don't think that's been updated because that's what it was the previous week. It does say updates from this morning, but that's a bit wrong, I think. Or actually, maybe not. Maybe. Let's have a little look. Total points, yeah. Total points, okay. So there are actually 4 players, 5, maybe 6, 7 that are very tight on the 2000s. There's 3 players that are within 3 points, and 4 players within 7 points. So still a lot to play for in this league. So we'll keep a close eye. Now let's have a look down at the relegation point. Uh-oh, Nick. Only 41. And I can see why. You had Saliba and Gardevoir in that team, and they didn't play that weekend. But yeah, you had a lot of transfers. So, bit of a nuisance. These things do happen in football. It is going to be tight. I hope it does go down to the very last game of the season. And we can just see how we get on there. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you liked this video talking about Game Week 35. For now, ladies and gentlemen, have a lovely time. Stay safe. And I'll catch you on the next one. Goodbye from now.